Hello everybody, it's Donna. Welcome back to the Playroom. It is Friday, so that means it's cards and cocktails. Today I'm not drinking coffee. Today I'm having a Mike's Harder lemonade. Not to worry, I don't actually drink that much. I'm not promoting drinking in any way, shape, or form. This I got at Costco, and I've had this case, I think it's a case of 24, for at least 6 weeks. So, you know, it's not like I drink that much, but I do enjoy one of these once in a while. Today's card is one that I saw Sam from Mixed Up Craft do. She's calling it, I think, a hammock gatefold or something along those lines. Has little wings on it, pops open, and you get this extra little, I don't know if you can see, like this, it looks almost like a hammock, I guess, and I think that's why she's calling it that. I know she got the inspiration from somewhere else. I'm not sure where. I can't remember if she said Instagram or Pinterest, but she made a 5x7 using, I think, one of the new, we call it magazine kits that have come out with Alice in Wonderland. And I believe she made a 6x6. I think the 6x6 might be a Christmas one. I can't remember. This is a 5.5 by 4.25, so the normal size one. But it's actually really simple to do. The stamping is very simple. The coloring is really simple. I did use Winkle. I don't think I said that in the video itself, to color in the blue flowers. The bear is on a wobble, so he does kind of hop around there, which I think is just cute. I have a whole ton of these wobbles and hardly have the opportunity to use it. It does fit into a normal envelope. I decided at the last minute to do a belly band just to hold it closed, nothing special, because this isn't a card that you would want to mail. It's really quite thick, unless you're putting it inside of a parcel, I guess. But it would be really, you'd have to put it into a bubble mailer, and I don't know about anywhere else, but Canada, the shipping postage is really high. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the stamp set I'm using today is a 1x waffle flower. It is called Bear and Bird. I'm using the Stamp and Die set. This was gifted to me. I did not buy it. I rarely buy stamp sets anymore because I have well over 200 stamp sets, so I can usually find something or what I need in my collection. I'm not one to just go out and buy something just because it's the new or the latest thing or whatever. I'm kind of need to use what I already have, and if you saw my craft room, you'd understand. Okay, so we're using that. I'm going to use that to stamp on this piece of white. This piece of white is, flip my paper over, 3 3/8 by 3 1/8, and I took the little flowery things, just stamped them. I was hoping to get a little bit more lined up, but I did not. But they're mirror images to each other. I colored them in using just some alcohol markers. You can use whatever you want. I did use, because I wanted the berries kind of be a little bit more dimensional, so I did use this Pearlized Enamel Effect Real Red. Something like Nouveau Drops, I guess, for the red berries. I wanted to use this because I did stamp the bear as well for the eyes, but I just found that it was coming out too thick. I was afraid I would just ruin it. So stamp that on your piece of white. Then I stamped the bear, colored the bear, die cut the bear. And then I also did that with the little flower in the pot, which I am putting in his little paws that the die actually cuts out. So it's kind of cool because it can hold different things. It can hold like the flower, like the bouquet of flowers. I think he has a cup or camera, present. I think they're all pretty cool, right? He's actually going to get popped up on a wobble, but we'll show you that later. And I also stamped the thanks and cut it out. Thanks in front inside of the banner, and I cut it out, colored it, just added a couple little rhinestones because I just had to have something added onto it because, you know, just have to. Okay, I'm also going to be using a discontinued embossing folder. I'm sure we all have tons and tons of them around. Okay, now this is where it seems really confusing because there's lots of little pieces for this card, but really, it's not that bad. Okay, rather than go through them all, I'm going to tell you the sizes as I put it together. You need this piece to be 5.5 by 9.5. It's going to be scored at 1/2 inch and 2 5/8, and then you just flip it around, score it again at 1/2 inch, 2 5/8. these two ends you fold backwards, and then those ones turn in. So you're going to be meeting in the center, just like kind of a gatefold type card. Okay. To this, I now need these 3 panels. So for this middle panel, I need a colored cardstock, whatever you want. Again, I'm using, I think this is a Stampin' Up! Color. I'm not sure what color it is, but this is going to be 5 1/4 by 4, and it's going to go right in there. I'm matting it again with some coordinating pattern paper, which is going to be slightly smaller at 5 inches by 3 3/4. So I'm going to put these measurements probably in the description, or I might give you a screenshot of it. I'm not sure. And then I need the 2 panels here. These panels are going to be 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. They're both the same, obviously. And then the pattern piece is just going to be slightly smaller than that. It's going to be 5 by 1 5/8. And they're going to go there. So we're going to glue those down now. I am using Tombow because I find, yes, I like art glue, but Tombow just gives me a little bit more like wiggle room. Like art glitter glue, I just find grabs really, really fast, which is great in some applications, but for me, when my eyesight's not so great, now for the centerpiece, you will need I'm doing it in the colored cardstock because I think I liked it better. I was thinking doing white so you wouldn't see it so noticeably along here, but you know what? I'll just deal with it. So for this piece, you need 7 1/2 by 3 1/2 tall. You're going to score it at 1/2 inch, but at 2 1/8 this time on both sides. So again, there and there, and then flip it around, score it there and there. Folding it the same way, outside, backwards, and then in. And then you have like this funny looking shape there. And it's going to go inside here. And it's going to be glued right along there. I also did put pattern paper here. You didn't really need to, but I think I kind of liked it better. So this pattern paper is going to be 1 3/8 by 3 1/4, and I just glued them down already. So we will glue that in, and then once it's glued in, I'm just gluing it in the middle, and then it's going to join right like that, hopefully. I know it's going to be a little tight, but it should work okay. Okay, now because I want it even in the middle, I think I'm going to measure it just because, again, my eyesight, whatever. Okay, that's pretty good. These 2 pieces are for the outside. Now these, for this one, you need 2 pieces of white. 5 1/2 by 1 1/2, and they're just going to go there. Then you need a piece of the colored cardstock, which you are going to emboss at 5 1/4 by 1 1/4, so it's just slightly smaller. And they're going to go right there. Then you also need, for this panel, you need, I mean, you can leave it blank. The white looks fine, but I wanted something to go there. So this is, again, the colored cardstock. This is 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. And this one, I don't know did I tell you that or not? I can't remember. This one is 5 1/4 by 1 1/4, the embossed part. Again, measurements are going to be in the description below, so not to worry. Okay, so in the center now we have our little piece with the bear. I'm just going to put that down. There's just, probably could have made the white a little bit smaller, but I did not. There will be a little tiny border of color around it, but not too much. So if you want more, just take off another eighth of an inch or something like that. Probably should glue this in beforehand. Okay, and now the bear. I think we'll put the bear down first because oh actually I need to glue the flower pot on. Okay, and then a little wobble. And I think I will use dimensionals. And there we go. I think I turned out all right. The front is kind of dull, but I'm hoping that if I do give this card away, that I will put it in, hopefully it'll fit in a normal 5.5 by 4.25 inch envelope. But it is pretty thick, so I might have to make my own bouncy envelope for it. Or, and this is what I believe Sam did, she made a belly band for it. I'm not going to make a belly band, but you certainly can, and then you can just hand deliver it or attach it to the top of your card or whatever, right? Because when it's closed, there's nothing exciting, but when it's opened, it looks really cute. It looks so cute when it's displayed. And this would be awesome for a birthday card. I almost wish I made a birthday card instead because I don't have to send too many thank you cards. Okay, so that's the completed card. I hope you enjoy it. Give it a shot. I think it'll be really nice as a birthday card. It looks really amazing standing up on someone's shelf. It really does. I know you can't see it quite like that, but especially with the wobble in there, because he does wobble quite a bit. Okay, thanks for watching. We will catch you next time.